How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of WOL Talk. Today, I have with me Clayton, Jenny, and Austin. And we're going to talk about the November 2016 event. First thing we want to open up with, as far as a topic, is a troll mod that happened. It was quite emotional for some of the characters. And what were your thoughts on that troll mod? I know that the combat was a little strange. The environment had some tricks about it. And what were your thoughts?
It was a very interesting take on a basic rescue module. You guys had it posted on your wall for bounties. It was a very, very rewarding one. Mm-hmm. And just as dangerous because of the way you guys have your trolls set up, that they are nigh indestructible until you lure them into the sunlight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you put them up on a cliff wall and required the characters to climb themselves up onto the wall, and you're standing at the top throwing rocks down at them. That was some work. That was some work. That was some work. Watching somebody dangling on the side of the wall trying to incant a spell and throw it at the troll. That was impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Impressive stuff.
But no, I agree. The strategy of that whole situation is it made it even more fun. Mm-hmm. You know, this whole situation itself.
It was definitely fun to watch. I'll tell you that.
It was, the mod had a good construction to it, the way that you did it, because it was interesting. You know, the players get to the cliff side, you know, and then you have to climb up the cliff side. You put some cool rock elements in there, throwing rocks down at them. They actually had to climb up the cliff. And then, you know, the players came up with something really cool to do instead of just running in there and killing the troll. Like you said, luring them out into the sunlight, which is it was a really good idea, which Clayton, you were a really big part of that, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad I brought my grappling hook and got to use it.
Yeah, that was really neat. Watching you stand on the side of the hill and throw it up so it would land on the ground. Yeah. Down at the base of the hill, we could hear it. When it hit the ground, it went clank. Right. Like you would hear it against, like grappling hook against stone.
It ended up being so much better because when I put it in a tree, it just gets stuck. I'm like, oh, this is much better. Going up cliffs, perfect.
It makes it immersive, when you have the grappling hook.
Yes, that was significant. Add to the ambiance that you actually had something like that with you. Mm-hmm. That was impressive. And the construction of the mod, like Jenny mentioned, was really, really well done. You hammered on heartstrings because it was children being taken, and that hits home for a lot of people. Yeah. Particularly at the end of it, when you discover that there's only one of them left. Yeah. That was harsh.
Yeah.
That was really harsh.
Well, you can, and you hear the crying at first, you know, and you did such a good job crying. There was a moment we were like, all right, is that a real child, you know, in these woods? Do we have to call the game for a minute to find this poor kid?
I didn't know for a minute there. Seriously, I didn't know. I was like, what is that? And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh.
I wasn't really sure whether or not it was a recording, and then I was like, well, they didn't have a machine out here for this. Is there somebody really crying somewhere?
Yeah, I was really crying for like 15 minutes. It's not a recording.
No. That added a ton to it. It added a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
We needed to get up that hill and do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was really interesting, even from my perspective, playing the little girl that was crying. Is, you know, I had this nasty troll back there, and Logan is playing the troll, and I have, you know, we're RPing with each other even when you guys are down at the bottom of the cliff. You know, he's coming up to me, intimidating me, you know, scaring me, and I played up to it. So if you guys heard me crying even louder and louder, you know, when he's coming around and taunting me, and that was fun, even for me to role play that as the crying girl, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can only imagine what you guys were feeling on the other side listening to it, you know.
It made us
anger.
Yeah.
I was really, really angry. I wanted to go up there and hit the troll, but I knew my sword wasn't going to do anything to it. It's pretty much, I was standing here just in case the troll had friends.
Yeah.
So that the magic users could do their work. I felt really useless, and that was really nicely done. Mm-hmm. Having more than one aspect to a mod, more than one possible solution. You know, a lot of LARPs will let you go, charge in, hack it down, pick up the treasure, walk away. This one required some significant thought for planning, like we did. We spent, half hour, 45 minutes talking about how we're going to do this and who's going to do what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to come up with even, you know, finding out everybody's abilities, equipment, like what do you have, what can we do to make this work?
Right.
What's going to be useful?
Yeah, and who's going to go?
And what did you guys end up doing? You know, what did you guys end up how was your strategy played out in the mod?
The initial plan was to try and get one of the mages, or both of them, up to the top and then hit it with the pull spell. Yeah. And then another one to be hanging down at the bottom. What's his name?
Mick Finnegan.
Mick Finnegan to hit it as it came into view, but he can't throw.
He's getting better though.
He can't hit the broadside of a bar.
Well, he did get it on the second attempt.
Fourth.
Was it the fourth?
Fourth attempt.
I must have been too much into the combat.
No.
Because what they tried is with your character, Osmahar, was to just bring it to the entrance. And it didn't get enough sunlight there, just at the entrance, So you guys ended up, I thought it was a great strategy. I didn't know what you guys were going to do, to be honest. And so, brought it up to the entrance and then have him hanging on the rope with the spell packet in his mouth, throw the spell packet and pull the troll out of the cave. That was just
It was a double pull into the
sunlight. Yeah, double pull, a chain pull.
It was actually supposed to be frog hopped back because the hill was the shadows made it really, really inconvenient because he couldn't get him into the sunlight unless he was way back where we were sitting.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge, the whole scenario. And then I'm up there with the two girls and I can mass teleport so I can take two people with me. Mm-hmm. And I got the two girls with me, and it's funny, Flint is all like, you take care of her, Moon's going, he's like, he didn't want her to go at all.
No, he wanted nothing to do with
she's like, I'll go, it's okay. And I'm like, oh man, if she gets hurt, like, Flint's gonna wreck me. And I'm thinking, man, I gotta keep these two girls within arm's reach of me, because if they separate,
it's over.
I don't, one of them's going down. So I'm like, when it's time, they're like trying to move and stuff, and I'm like, nope, this is where you stay.
Yeah, but and regardless of the stats of the troll, the way Logan portrayed the troll, I couldn't wait to smirk off my face.
Yeah.
It was scary stuff. He came tromping to the entrance of the cave. I'm like, wow, that's really well done. That's not what I expected a troll to look like. Your standard Dungeons and Dragons, green, long nose, black hair. Mm-hmm. No, that was really nice.
Yeah,
it was something different, and his whole body attitude, and instead of just walking, he's stomping as he's walking out, so that gives him a bigger feel.
Yeah.
Very much
he did
more,
a really good job of it.
Oh, for sure. Like, very much more, I think, of the Norwegian feel of a troll than so much of a D&D look, which made it, that much more interesting, of a monster than just, it looks like a large orc.
It's a large orc with black hair.
Yeah, it's just very much more its own creature.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. And then, you crying out there, it messed with my character pretty bad because, my backstory and everything like that. And I was dealing with it because I actually, did not know if it was a boy or a girl, or what it, I just knew there was a child in there, so it didn't impact me until, the troll ended up turning to stone, and we're up there and people are checking her out. And Xylia's over there dealing with you, and then once I noticed it was a little girl, and you're like crying and freaking out, Osmahar couldn't handle that for the fact that his daughter is actually, he watched her burn to death, and he carried her body out of the place that was burning.
Which I did not know.
Yeah, and so it messed him up, really bad. So he goes to leave, and he's done. I'm leaving, and he climbs all the way down the mountain, down the cliffside, and they call him back up. We need you so you can teleport her out of the cave
because she can't climb.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want anything to do with this, but I get your point. So I go up and deal with it, and the emotional roller coaster there was pretty
well, when you were coming down too, with her and Tote. I wish we had that on film because I got to see that. I was right at the bottom of the hill watching you come down because I'm like, oh, mod's over. I'll clean up and, get everything to go. And just the emotions on both of your faces, especially yours because it was your character really reacting. And then you were just boo-hooing for like a half an hour straight.
I was boo-hooing for a long time.
Which you did a great job at. It was a pretty intense moment for me to see that because I didn't expect it. I'm like getting everything ready and I turn around. Here they come, like both faces were just like totally, so it was really interesting to see that,
Yeah. I love that mod for the simple fact of when you made the mod, we didn't expect all of that emotion and, all that feeling to come out of the mod. It's so cool when that happens. And we've had that happen several times where it's like, oh, we're just going in there to do this little thing and then you're done, Right. But yeah, that mod ended up turning out to be a lot bigger emotionally, not... especially with your character, that was probably one of the most raw emotional moments I've ever felt, you know, and those are the moments you live for at a LARP, you know. But also with Xylia, though, I had a big emotional moment with Xylia. Moon was right there. McFinnigan, I think I held McFinnigan's hand and Xylia's hand like the whole way home, you know. Yeah. It took me all the way home, but yeah, it was just a really cool and raw moment, and the fact that I got to play a kid was like that was different too, you know, just to touch everyone in a weird way.
Yeah, and that's how you know you've got a good module, is when you engage the players, not just game-wise, but emotionally. Yeah. When you reach in and touch some part of their person and go, this is important. Yeah. You should pay attention to this. Yeah. And that mod in particular touched every one of the characters, even if they weren't saying anything. The dwarven girl who was playing. Verena. She was angry. She was angry, and you could see the frustration on her face, and she wanted to run up the hill with the hammer over her head and smash the troll across the hill. Right. You could just feel it rolling off of her. And the fighters were just sitting at the bottom of the hill going, yep, we're useless. Yeah. We are totally useless.
Yeah. Which is, you know, even in that stance, it did make it more, you know, like you were saying earlier, interesting for that fact, you know, because for most of the mods, especially dangerous ones, the fighters are the ones that are like, yes, we're going to be the most upfront and the most involved to this situation, where this one was like, okay, strategy is far more prevalent, complex, you know, situation here. So the fighters aren't playing the main role now. It's the mages and, you know, the rogues playing the different situations.
Well, I think it was a very fun mod. It turned into a lot more than I think anybody expected going into it or creating it. And everybody did an awesome job with it. And I think that's all we've got for this time. Hopefully you'll join us next time when we've got more good stuff for you from our November 2016 event. Thanks.